Hello, Edward. Um, Brilliant video. I loved it. Especially the last line. I've used my brain to the best of my ability. For that, do I deserve hell? That is genius, and that's really something that I've talked about. And, I can say for one, it's really great to see somebody who has been involved in religion, who has been through it, who can really understand, who has been to such an extent through religion to come out of it. And I think it's really true that some of the most deeply religious non believers are the ones that were once religious in the past. For example, I was a very religious Christian Scientist before I became an atheist, and, before I became an agnostic, and then eventually became an atheist, because really it takes sometimes such a strong thought about it, so much. You become so religious because of all the thought you have about it, which is why you're so religious, and then eventually you find out how wrong it is. But sometimes it takes people being so religious to find that flaw. And when you say that they said, I deserve hell, and really nobody, if you think about it, nobody deserves hell. It's eternal torture. Nobody deserves that. It's not punishment. It's just cruel. It's just our loving Father is sick if he could inflict such a punishment on us. For especially saying that one should go to hell for using their best judgment trying to understand the cosmos. Does that mean that one deserves eternal suffering because they found something not to be true that may have been true because there was no evidence? And I really don't think it is true. But should we really blindly believe something? Is it really terrible to use our brains? Do we deserve eternal suffering for using our minds to the best of our ability? A lot of this thinking about one, even somebody like Hitler. Hitler was a terrible human being. And I don't say that about many people. I believe most people have good in them. And who knows, maybe he did, but it's very hard to see, let's put it that way. Terrible person. Did terrible things. But even his crimes, could not deserve eternal torture. Not even the most terrible human you can think of. Nothing you could do on this earth could make you deserve eternal torture. Maybe years of torture. If there were some sort of divine justice, which sometimes I'm glad there isn't, and at other times I wish there was. But if there were some sort of divine justice, hell is not justice. Hell is cruelty. Hell is a fairy tale. And I've said this once, and I'll say it again. Hell is simply a concept used to evangelize, at least in the beginning. I'm not saying that people don't actually believe it, but hell is so often used. How about let's take a look at what the Dark Ages, or I think it was around the time of Martin Luther and the indulgences, the hellfire and brimstone teaching from the Catholic Church, and how that scared people into believing. And people are doing the same thing, causing people to repent because they're so afraid of an idea. They're so afraid of the concept of eternity in hell, and I really can't blame them. The problem is we must let go of this fear because it's not real. We need to try to understand things to the best of our ability. We must logically reason things through. And that's the only way we can really understand anything, is by letting go of our fear of concepts such as hell. I'm extremely grateful that I was never raised with such a concept. Being never raised with such a concept perhaps is what led me to feel free to try to understand things to the best of my ability and led me here. However, I understand many people are afraid of such a concept. People are taught as children to be afraid of such a concept. And I think it's sad. So, for all of those believers in hell, I say to you, how do you know there's a hell? Or is it just a fear that has been instilled in you since you were young? Do you really believe in hell? Or are you just afraid to question? Have you ever really thought about the likelihood of there being a hell? Or do you just believe it because it's what you've been taught? I know it's scary for many of you. I know it is scary for many people. I'm not telling you which conclusion to reach. I'm not telling you to become an atheist. I'm not telling you to become an agnostic. I'm not telling you to join any specific religion or belief set. I'm telling you to set aside your fear and your preferences and to try to understand things to the best of your ability. Only when we have the idea, only when we have the ability to be able to do that, can we really understand the universe in which we live in. Only when we let go of our fear, when we let go of the beliefs we want to believe, when we let go of hell, when we let go of heaven, can we really understand what life really is about. Stop deluding yourself. Stop poisoning yourself. Open your mind. Understand the world. Peace out.